prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
IHSA Network Basketball is presented by Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? Visit countryfinancial.com and we'll help you achieve financial security no matter where you're starting from. It's a big win for North Chicago in the Class 3A semifinals. Matt Rodewald here with Aaron Simpson. It's not the ideal shooting day that you wanted, but your teammates picked you up and you're going to the state championship game.
That's how it's always been in the playoff run. My teammates had a great job of stepping it up, and now I got to step it up tomorrow's game.
How did you handle this pressure?
We've been through this all year. I've been through it my junior year. I'm coming back down here to make a statement. That's what we're here to do.
All right, well, congratulations heading to the state championship. We'll talk to your coach now. King Coleman here. Well, Coach, it's the biggest win of your career.
Yeah, you know, I'm proud of the kids. Springfield is a great team. They're very well coached. They're very quick. And like I told you the first half, we made a lot of adjustments at halftime, and I'm very confident in this group. They're a bunch of veterans, and we were confident that we would come back and play a much better second half.
You know more than anybody else what it means to win a state championship in Lake County because no one has done it yet. Is that something that just crossed your mind at all?
Hey, that's our goal. We've been talking about it for the past 2 years. We want to be the first team in Lake County to win a state championship, and that's going to be awesome, not only for the county, even for the high school, North Chicago High School.
All right, well, congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, head coach King Coleman, a 73-67 winner over Springfield Lamphere. They're heading to the state championship game for the very first time. Warhawks are in the house, and they'll be playing for the title tomorrow. The Class 3A three-point shootout coming up next.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And welcome back to Carver Arena, a 7-point win for North Chicago in our first semifinal game and our first state championship appearance for the Warhawks coming up tomorrow afternoon. And coming up next, we have our Country Financial three-point showdown coming up next here as we get started. Our 4 shooters, it's Class 3A. If you've been with us the last couple of weeks, you know how it works. They advance from the regional and sectional round to get downstate. And the shooters in the Thursday qualifier round narrow it down to the final 4 in each class. Our first shooter in Class 3A, Ginty and Mehmeti, the senior from Belvedere North, the Blue Thunder. co-captain of his basketball team. And 4 on the first rack. A very good start for Gintian. And again, 45 seconds for 3 racks. And 7 so far, a pretty good number. Now, everyone likes to go first and put that big number up there. We'll see if Gintian is happy with his score. A couple more with 8. Let's see if he can get to 9 here. And for Gintian, 9, that's a pretty good number to put up out the gate.
That's pretty good. I struggled a little bit.
How much fun have you had with this?
It's been really fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, congratulations for getting here. 9. We'll see if his 9 can hold up. And for Belvedere North, they got all the way to the sectional championship game, so a good season for them. Speaking of good seasons, Aurora Central Catholic, a couple of good years in a row for the little engine that could out of Aurora Central Catholic. Girls team, 4th place finishers, and this is Sean Harold, the sophomore, representing Nate Dry's Chargers. Honor roll student, a real good golfer too. And so he got 3 on the first rack. And it's just a little different today than it is yesterday. Nobody in the building yesterday. He's got 5. And we'll see how he does if he can match up with 9 with Gintian's number. And with 2 to go, he's going to come up a little bit short. And for Sean, his final number is 8. Well, 8. Not the number you needed, but still a good showing.
Yeah, that was all right. Hopefully I can make it back next year because I'm only a sophomore.
A little bit different when you have all these people in here, huh?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people out here. I was a little nervous, but it was so fun.
Well, we'll let you relax and watch the rest of it. Thank you, Sean. The sophomore, as he said, he hopes to have another chance to come back here. We've seen freshmen and sophomores represent. And now we go to the St. Louis area for the junior, Keenan Miner for Cahokia. All-conference MVP of the Centralia tournament, a prestigious tournament, especially for those folks who follow orphan basketball and go out to that tournament every year. Nice number of 7, and he's got 22 seconds still left to shoot. Keenan is in charge with 9, and he now has the lead. Real good rhythm. Keenan, what rhythm for you today?
I don't know, really. I just came out there and shot the ball.
That one of those things you just can't explain it.
Yeah.
You just go with it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if that number holds up. I think we're okay with it. He's got a little smile on his face. I think he's a little confident. A double-digit number for Keenan. Very happy with that number of 12. And so for Alec Peters, no pressure. You have to hit 13 to keep going. Washington, a crazy week last week for Washington and the Panthers. 4 overtimes to beat Manual over the brand new Renaissance Coliseum. And then Friday, overtime loss to Peoria Central. And so for him with 6, looks like we're going to have good showings here at Class 3A. All sport everything, honor roll everything. 9. Did you think 10 would not hold up?
Hey man, it's all right though. It's a good experience for me.
What's it like being a part of this? You're from here, you've seen this before, and to get to participate.
Oh, it's awesome to grow up watching this kind of thing and then right now live it and be a part of it. It's just great.
All right, well, congratulations for getting here.
Thank you.
All right, Alec Peters, way to finish the season with 10, but not enough. Keenan Miner from Cahokia is going to represent Class 3A tomorrow. And for the presentation, let's send it over to Paul Herzog.
I will make the presentations of the plaques. In 4th place from Aurora Central Catholic, Sean Harold. In 3rd place from Belvedere North, G. Memhedi. In 3rd place from Washington, Illinois, Alec Peters. And the 3A champion with 12 baskets made, Keenan Miner of Cahokia.
So there's Keenan Miner. He's going to shoot tomorrow morning for our King of the Hill. We have 4A coming up in between our semifinals later on tonight in between Proviso East Rockford Auburn and the Simeon and Bloom game. We've got one more afternoon game for you coming up. Who will play North Chicago in the 3A state championship? Peoria Central and Hillcrest. Coming up next, our second semifinal on the IHSA television network.
could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on country financial auto insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
I'm a family farmer.
My family farms too. I'm making sure the food I grow is safe for my family.
And for yours.
I don't cut corners. It wouldn't be right.
But family farmers haven't talked to you lately.
We'd like to talk with you now.
We know you have questions about how we raise your food.
Treat our animals.
And protect the environment.
Join a conversation at watchusgrow.org.
A conversation with the farm families of Illinois.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on country financial auto insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. And we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. Now, you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm gonna feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Back to Peoria for our IHSA State Basketball Finals. Dave Bernhard, along with our special guest, Gina Morse-Fisher of the Susan G. Komen Foundation. She is the Development Director for the Development Affiliates. And Gina, it's a great partnership to have with the Susan G. Komen Foundation and the IHSA.
That's right. Volley for the Cure is in its 5th year, and we are closing in on nearly $1 million raised. That's by kids, by students participating in Volley for the Cure. This year alone, they will have raised more than $250,000. And what I love about it is that it's kids learning what it means to give back to their communities. They're having a great impact on the lives of Central Illinois residents.
And this is something that with the IHSA you've been able to put together and involve more and more schools as time has gone on.
That's right. Up to 250 schools are participating. It's just incredible, growing, and we hope to surpass that $1 million funds raised this year.
Well, that's just part of what you do. You have some events coming up here, May 12th to be exact, here in Peoria.
That's right. It's our 27th annual Komen Peoria Race for the Cure. This is the hometown of Susan G. Komen, so it is very special indeed. Coming up on May 12th, the Saturday before Mother's Day. It's a great time to bring moms and grandmas, all of the family, kids out to raise dollars for this important cause. Together we can make a difference. We can save lives and one day end breast cancer forever. And the way we do that is through events like Race for the Cure, raising dollars to fund important research and grants that provide life-saving screenings, treatment, outreach, and education.
For those folks that are just runners by nature, they can come back out to Central Illinois later on this year.
Absolutely, and then coming up in September, the weekend after Labor Day, is our 2nd annual Bloomington Normal Race for the Cure. In its first year, raised more than $250,000. Just an amazing impact there as well. So we invite people to participate in both Peoria and Bloomington Normal, bring the whole family out and have a great time and know that their dollars are truly making an impact and saving lives.
Well, thank you for the impact you've made on the IHSA and all the students involved in all the schools for the Volley for the Cure and the Let's Get That $1 Million quest.
Let's do it. Thanks to all the kids that are participating.
All right. Gina Morse Fisher of the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Development Director. We'll be back with more right after this.
I love staying here. How long have you lived here?
A long time. You know, your mother grew up here.
I'm gonna have a house like this when I grow up.
I hope so, buddy. I hope so.
For the first time in generations, the dream of home ownership is being threatened. Realtors, members of the National Association of Realtors, are here to represent you and protect home ownership.
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
That's slow, that's slow. That's slow and blue. Look, he's blushing.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Hey, welcome back to Carver Arena. Matt Rodewald with you in between games here. We saw North Chicago and the Warhawks get the biggest win in school history. So how did they react? We check in with King Coleman and the rest of the guys, meeting with the media a couple of minutes ago.
State playoffs, we're very aware of that. The up-tempo game, you try to play it, you want to break, but you got to do more sets. In doing more sets, you got to be strong and protect the ball and cut back on the turnovers. And we cut way back on our turnovers. And when we don't turn the ball over, we're a very tough team to beat. Well, I don't think we did such a good job of boxing out. They was getting too many second shots, especially in the first half, and we wasn't boxing out and moving them out of there. I was a little disappointed in that part of the game, and for us to continue, we must do a better job of boxing out in what we did tonight. Well, that's the type of game we play. We like to push it up. We believe that every shot that we shoot, someone is going to miss. So I need three guys crashing the board. And that's how we get our putbacks. Simpson, when he shoots the ball, especially with Simpson, he takes most of our shots. But we go in the game saying that we're going to miss every shot that we shoot. So that means we must chase the ball down. And the guys have did well with that philosophy all season.
Yeah, I found I had really trouble. So that's why I tried to get my teammates open so they can open up for me in the lane.
Aaron, your ability against the line these last two games, probably one of the big games. Talk a little bit about how that started.
That's been my focus this whole playoff series, to get to the free throw line and to take my time and get up there. I've been practicing free throws for the past 3 weeks, and to get to the free throw line, that's one of my abilities. So I try to use it to my best one.
.14 for Aaron Simpson at the free throw line. He shot 4 of 19 from the field and can never be happier. The biggest win in school history. For the rest of that press conference, make sure you go to IHSA.tv. We've got another semifinal game coming up next. Peoria, the hometown kids, taking on Hillcrest next here on the IHSA Television Network.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on country financial auto insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on country financial auto insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
The following is a presentation of the IHSA television network. Home sweet home for the Lions. Peoria Central makes the short trip down the street for the first time in 8 years, while Hillcrest is back looking to get back in the title game for the second time in 3 years. And the winner of this one will get North Chicago in the Class 3A championship tomorrow afternoon. Hi again, everyone. Matt Rodewald with you here at Carver Arena. Great to be with you for our second semifinal matchup between Hillcrest and Peoria Central. A good matchup featuring the kids from down the street, as we mentioned, and a partisan crowd against a very experienced team from Hillcrest and Country Club Hills. The Southland well represented today, with Hillcrest playing this afternoon and Bloom Township later on tonight. And for the call of this one, let's send it over to Lee Hall and Greg Sterr. Gentlemen.
All right, Matt Rodewald, thank you very much. There's always a little extra buzz in the arena when there's a Peoria team involved, Greg Sterr. They take on a Hillcrest squad that may be a little bit different style-wise than what we saw in Game 1.
Well, they're definitely a ball club that likes to execute on the half court. They run a lot of offensive sets, but really they make their mark on the defensive end also, Lee, because they change up defenses a lot. They use a 1-1-3 type of a defense, a zone defense, but they'll give you also a lot of man-to-man looks defensively.
And for the Peoria High Lions, 26-3, their leading scorer, Trey Kellum, 6'7" senior.
Well, an all-state performer also, Lee. He's got a nice inside-outside game, a good offensive rebounder. He shoots 57% from the floor. He scores at 12 per ball game and 7 rebounds per ball game.
3 in double figures for the Lions, also 3 in double figures for Hillcrest, led by Jovan Moring.
He scored 472 points on the year, averages 15 points. He gets 3 rebounds per ball game, likes to shoot the 3 ball, a good spot-up shooter, made 56 threes on the year, and he also gets the foul line, a very, very good free throw shooter also.
The Hawks come into this game 26-5. They've had a little bit of trouble closing. Blew a lead in their regular season finale against Lamont. Let a lead get away from them against DuSable in the Super Sectional. We talked earlier with Don Houston about his team and their troubles hanging on to a lead.
Well, we've had some issues closing games out. We get big leads and we just pretty much play at the same pace. And, you know, in practice we work on it and work on it and work on it, making sure they do what they need to finish games out. But, you know, sometimes teenagers, they get in the zone and they feel that they can make every shot, so sometimes they take them, you know. But the games that we get big leads and then they allow themselves to be coached through at the end are the games that we pretty much finish out with comfort. So hopefully we can come down here and do that.
So in other words, when you listen to the coach, things work out. And if you don't, they won't. And Don Houston's done a great job. 114 wins, 32 losses in 5 years at Hillcrest State Championship back in 2010. Here's a look at what we've got going for you. A game of streaks. North Chicago, unranked, beats #1 Lanphier. And coming up next, Hillcrest and Peoria High. Great tradition for the Central Lions. They have won 4 state championships. And Coach Dan Ruffin's been a part of a couple of those. He talked about the great Peoria High tradition.
Well, you know, it's just, you know, you're expected to win. And you're expected to win honorably, you know, fairly, play hard, play fair, but ultimately win, you know. That's the bottom line, win. Yeah. So, you know, and the kids expect to do that, you know. Now, sometimes you get groups that expect to do that on the last group's efforts, and that's when you have problems. You know, every group has to maintain the fence to keep it straight. And if your group lets it down, then somebody has to come and help pick it up, and this group has come and lifted the fence back to where it belongs. So, you know, we're always striving to be the best, and this is another example.
Dan Ruffin, an assistant coach on the Peoria High teams that won back-to-back state championships in 2003, 2004. His son, Daniel, a member of that 2003 team before coming here to Bradley and playing his home games here at Carver Arena. His brother, Eddie, was on the 77 champs. So there's a great tie between the Ruffin family and the Peoria High tradition. Peoria High ranked 4th, Hillcrest unranked. Let's go to Paul Herzog and meet today's players.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association, the City of Peoria, welcome to Carver Arena for America's original March Madness. This 3A semifinal game for 2012 features the Hawks of Country Club Hills Hillcrest, a record of 26-5, and the Peoria High School Lions, 26-3. Let's meet the teams for this semifinal game. For Hillcrest, the 6'1 junior, number 10, Devin Harrison. 6'1 senior, 12, Brent Buchanan. 6'1 senior, 22, Christopher Copeland. 6'6 junior, 34, Delman Brame. 6'2 junior, 40, Desmond Trapp. 6'3 junior, 44, Devonta Archer. 5'10 senior, number 50, Darren Jones. 6'7 freshman, 52, Taylor Adway. And a 6'1 sophomore, 54, Sharif Medlock. And now the Central Lions from Peoria High School. 6-foot junior, number 14, Robert Walker. 6'2 sophomore, number 3, Adam Scholl. 6'1 junior, number 11, Miles Boone. 6-foot junior, 15, Kyle Washington. 6'4 junior, 21, Eric Johnson. 6'2 junior, 24, Eric Bard. 6'4 senior, 34, Brandon Lindley. 5'11 senior, 42, Terrell Rankins Shield. 5'8 senior, 44, Adante Thomas. A 6'5 junior, number 50, Josh Augusta. And now the starting lineups for this semifinal game for Hillcrest. At a forward, a 6'5 senior, number 14, Jayon Troutman. For Peoria High School, a 6'7 senior, number 25, Trey Kellum. Another forward for the Hawks, a 6'3" senior, 24, Virgil Fleming. The other forward for the Lions, a 6'6" senior, 32, Shamar Hill. At center for Hillcrest, a 6'6" senior, 42, Jalen Loving. For Peoria High, a 6'10" senior center, number 33, Kevin Jordan. The guards for the Hawks, a 5'10" junior, number 20, Kyle Odin. And a guard for the Lions, a 5'10" senior, number 5, Jarrell White. The other Hillcrest guard, a 6'1" junior, 32, Jovan Mooring. And the other guard for Peoria High, a 6'5" senior, 22, Eldonis Foote. Head coach at Country Club Hills Hillcrest is Don Houston, a record of 114-32 in his 5 years there. Assistant coaches are Dave Braden, Joe Bannock, Justin Edgecombe, and Jack Doyle. Head coach for Peoria High School, 8 years, a record of 133-81 is Dan Ruffin. Assistant coaches, Ron Ruffin.
Just about ready for 3A semifinal number 2 here at Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. Here's a look at our officials for today's game. Left to right, they are Jude Kaya, Edgar Brummett, and Samuel Moran. Peoria High and Hillcrest for a trip to the state championship when we come back.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
IHSA Network Basketball is presented by Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? Visit countryfinancial.com and we'll help you achieve financial security no matter where you're starting from.
And the presentation of our game ball today, Jerry Hink from Baden Central Region Sales. Our thanks to them and their sponsorship of IHSA basketball. As we get underway here, America's original March Madness. Take a look at our two coaches once again. Dan Ruffin, his 8th season, 133-81. He played at Peoria High. His son played at Peoria High. His brother played at Peoria High. Don Houston, 114-32 state champions in 3A in 2010. He knows about playing a hometown team. They beat Peoria Richwoods in the 3A title game. Now they are back and they're playing Peoria High School.
Yeah, I think it feels like it's very important to get off to a good start here in the first quarter when you're playing a team like Peoria, 4th-ranked team in the state.
They were number 1 after beating Lanphier. Here's Aldonis Foote, strung to the glass and off the backboard for Aldonis Foote, 11 points a game.
Peoria in that man-to-man pressure defense.
And a quick 5 count against Hillcrest.
Well, Foote got to the basket awful quick on the first score for Peoria. He got there quick. He averages 11 per ball game.
About Shamar Hill. Here comes some Hillcrest defense. The steal, the takeaway, Kyle Oden, the miss. The follow, no good. Another follow. And that's Jalen Loving with the bucket.
Yeah, Loving stayed with it nicely. Hillcrest ran the floor. Peoria kind of gave up on that play, and you just can't give up. As Hillcrest missed the first 2, and then Loving was able to follow.
half court. Shamar Hill gives inside. That is their leading scorer, Trey Kellum. Kevin Jordan got the rebound, but his shot was short. Kevin Jordan, 6'10", senior inside for Peoria High. Jovan Mooring with the drive, and the foul on the interior will go against Peoria High School.
Yeah, Mooring looks like he's not very quick, but yesterday in watching the shoot-arounds, this guy's pretty quick off the bounce, and you see it right there. Also knows how to draw fouls because he spends a lot of time at that foul line. Been there 136 times on the year. Good free throw shooter, 76%.
6'1", 175-pound junior. They had 10 points in the super sectional win over DuSable. Hawks take a 4-2 lead here early, 3A state semifinal. Lee Hall, Greg Sterick, Matt Rodewald, downtown Peoria, Carver Arena. Peoria High program won back-to-back state champions with Sean Livingston, the #1 draft pick in the NBA. Kellum on the offensive glass, and he'll go to the line.
Peoria's got lots of size. They're going to get some second chance opportunities. The ball goes inside. Peoria just crashes the offensive glass. Kellum, a nice job keeping alive. And once again, Kellum cleaning up right there. And Foot doing a nice job on the offensive glass, too. Trey Kellum, the all-state performer on the years, struggled at that charity stripe.
Yeah, he's 55% for the first-team all-stater.
You look at the size of Peoria, where they go 6'10", 6'7", 6'5", 6'6".
And Dan Ruffin says, we think we have two of the best big men in the state, in Trey Kellum and Kevin Jordan. Kellum misses the free throws. It's still 4-2 Hillcrest. Peoria High, the pressure.
Kellum's got the quickness, too, to get out on the front and really apply the pressure on defense.
Oden tries the three. Hawks get the rebound. Hillcrest 26-5. Mooring for three. He drops to the deck after the shot. Jayon Troutman on the boards. He averages 6.5 rebounds a game. He gives Hillcrest a 4-point lead.
I'm surprised how well Hillcrest is able to go to that offensive glass with all the size at Peoria. That could be a key here in the ballgame.
Another takeaway for the Hawks. Oden in transition. And the follow is good for Jalen Loving. Loving with 4. It's a quick 8-2 start for Hillcrest. And Dan Ruffin forced to call timeout. Boy, not easy sledding here for the ranked teams this afternoon.
Well, a nice drive that time by Oden, but a better finish by Loving. These guys from Hillcrest can get out in the open floor. They do a nice job chasing down missed shot opportunities in the open floor.
Our Realtor.com trivia question: who became the second head boys basketball coach in IHSA history to lead 2 different schools to an IHSA state title? I can give you a hint. It happened last year, and his team eliminated Peoria High from the tournament last year. That's all I'm going to say. I've probably given you too much.
Just kind of like to tease people, don't you? Kind of like to tease a little bit.
I like to help. That's what I do. I help people.
Hillcrest off to a good start, aren't they, here to start this ball game? Getting some easy follows. Foot got the first basket for Peoria. All of a sudden, a 6-0 run by Hillcrest. Hillcrest, a very balanced basketball team. When you look at their scoring numbers, Mooring at 15-2 per ball game. Loving gets 12 points per ball game. So those two guys usually lead them in scoring, but they're very, very balanced.
Yeah, 3 different players had 15 or more in the regional final win over Brooks. And Don Houston said that's how we've been all year. Not a surprise to me when we get that kind of balance. Peoria High getting the shot in the lane, no good. They go to the glass, and I believe Jordan drew the foul there. Miles Boone into the ball game with that shot for Peoria High. Jordan there on the glass, making his presence known.
Yeah, Boone finds a little seam in the defense, goes strong with the 6'10 guy. Kevin Jordan, the senior, gets on the offensive boards, and boy, this is another area where bigs can really score if they can make free throws, and not a good free throw shooter. Speaking of Kevin Joyner, I've got him throwing 45% on the year.
Well, he is. It's part of his growing pains, Greg. I mean, he came into school and he's grown so much, 6 inches between 8th grade and freshman year, 5 more inches in high school. He's had to relearn, walking and running, and seriously, when you add that much height that fast, he missed both free throws, and a whistle on the free throw.
That's a lane violation.
Lane violation goes against Hillcrest. So Jordan will get another shot for Dan Ruffin's team. And he makes it hurt. Cuts the Hillcrest lead to 5 here. They face the pressure. Mooring couldn't come down with it, but he's fouled. Fouls on foot, his first.
Trying to break that press, and it was a 3/4 press, just a collision right there. The personal foul goes on foot.
Unfortunate for Central because of if he hadn't made the contact, it did look like Mooring was going to catch that pass.
Boy, nice
alley-oop time! Troutman with a dunk.
Yeah, nice set play. The delivery, give the assist to Mooring. Nice set play.
Hillcrest has come out determined here. So has Aldana's foot. He's got 4 of Peoria High's 5 points.
Peoria shows that 3/4 2-2-1 zone press, and then they fall back into their zone defense at 2-3.
Traveling the turnover for Virgil Fleming of Hillcrest. We go to break. Hillcrest flying high here in the early moments of this ball game. They lead Peoria High by 5.
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Next time, pretend you are.
10-5 Hillcrest, the early lead, and Hillcrest playing all year, Greg Sterick, with heavy hearts. They lost their only returning all-conference player, Ryan Royal, was killed in a shooting after a birthday party in June. They had just played 3 games in a shootout. That day, Royal had led them in scoring. They went to a birthday party. There was random gunfire. Jayon Troutman was with him. Troutman hit the deck as the bullets were heard. Troutman got up, and Ryan Royal did not. Ryan Royal killed by the gunfire, and Troutman and his teammates have carried on. Troutman says we're out here every day playing for him, just doing what he knew we could do. Now, you talk about a team, how tough it would be to lose your best player to an injury. But they lost their best player to who was killed.
Yeah, I mean, it was their best friend. It was their best friend, not only the best player. I think you have to look at it like they just lost a dear, dear friend. And in talking to some of the players, even the coaching staff, it's still emotional for them. It's very emotional. They wear a patch on their sleeve with his initials on their uniform. They touch a plaque with his picture and his number on it before they come out on the floor to play. And they just have dedicated the season to their fallen teammate.
Well, and you know, in talking to Don Houston yesterday, he said, you know, these kids really aren't over the grieving process either. You know, and it's the thing that he has done as a coach. He got his team together. There you see a look at the pass for Ryan Royal. He got his team together immediately. In fact, he was the one that had to break the news to these kids. They went to Ryan Royal's mother's house. They spent the day together. He hasn't given these kids a lot of free time this year. They've stayed together as a family. And I said, boy, you know, anything you face as they turn it over and give it to Central in transition, anything you face now on a basketball court is going to seem kind of insignificant to what you've been through.
Yeah, he's really been the person to lead him through it. He really has. And people forget that all the responsibilities that a coach has in the community and with his players, and it's been a difficult time. And Coach Don Houston has handled it very, very well for his players and the community.
And just to close the thought, Joe Von Mooring saying we feel like we're playing for something bigger than just the state championship. Ryan Royal, their fallen friend. And
Foot at the free throw line, and this ball club is struggling at that foul line. Only 1 of 7 from the charity stripe, and Peoria trails in the ball game by 5.
They were 18 of 32 at the line in the sectional final against Washington High School, a game that went to overtime. And yeah, free throws have been a bugaboo for this Peoria High team as Boone follows and helps out the Lions a little bit there, makes it a 3-point game.
Yeah, nice job by Boone to slip in and clean up on the missed free throw opportunity.
Oden turns it over and back, and it's Peoria High ball.
And Oden just hung on the basketball a little bit too long, getting all kinds of pressure out of Boone. He's looking up once and just dribbles it off of his foot and over and back. And Peoria, another opportunity to cut into that Hillcrest lead. Hillcrest changing defenses once again. They extend their 1-2-2 zone and really look to trap out of it out high.
Terrell White, point guard, doesn't score a lot for the Lions, misses there. Here comes Mooring in transition. Mooring gets it back, lefty layup won't go, the foul of Troutman won't go. Aldonis Foot gives inside Kellum the layup.
Yeah, nice give and go play there. Kellum able to deliver the 2-pointer.
A little 6-0 run here by the Lions to get within a point. 5 minutes gone here in the first quarter of this 3A state semifinal. The winner gets North Chicago for the state championship here tomorrow.
Well, Peoria can extend that 2-3 zone when you got Jordan back there at 6'10", a shot blocker.
Oden drives, dumps. Jordan tried to block Troutman, but couldn't. Troutman 11.5 a game.
But Oden was the guy that took it right at Jordan. Jordan had to make a decision. He came up to try and stop Oden, and then a nice dish, and Troutman gets an easy one down low.
Peoria High struggles at the line. They're not really a great three-point shooting team either. Shamar Hill, really their only three-point shooter. Although Foot will try one here and bounce it long. And here come the Hawks, leading by 3. Fleming takes it to the glass. Rebound, Foot. He averages just over 5 boards a game. Quickly ahead to Boone. He'll take it to the hole strong, and Miles Boone draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
They really don't look for Boone to do a whole lot of scoring, but he's been very active here early in this ball game. A good look up the floor by Foot. Boone on that baseline, very aggressive, gets himself to the foul line. When you talk about Miles Boone, only averages about 3 points per ball game on the year, but he's been a go-to guy here in the first quarter.
Only 6 of 19 at the free throw line all season long. And the free throw woes continue for the Lions. Josh Augusta, number 50, the tight end, D lineman, into the ball game for Peoria High. along with Eric Baird, number 24.
Well, Jordan checks out, the 6'10 senior, and they really don't give him many touches, do they, on the offensive end? Speaking of Kevin Jordan.
Peoria High now 1 of 10 at the free throw line. Hawks almost lose it. Mooring comes up with it. Now has it taken away. Kellum quickly ahead to Jarrell White. He leaves it for Boone, and he's fouled.
Mooring just couldn't find the handle. Peoria back the other way. They get the handle to the point guard, Jarrell White. And a nice leave that time. And it's once again Miles Boone who's finding a way to be all around that basketball on the offensive end here in the first quarter.
And a free throw goes in. The lid is off for the Lions. Now 2 of 11 at the line. The 6'1" junior has 4 points. Back to a 1-point ball game. Off Central, it'll be, no, they say it's Central ball, and we will refer to them as Peoria High School or Central. They're commonly known as Central High School here in Peoria, although lately they've said they want to go more by Peoria High as Hillcrest forces the turnover. Mooring for 3. And looks like a whistle on Kellum of Peoria High.
Well, you have to like the way both of these ball clubs play defense on the half court. They play a lot of zone defense, but they're very, very active out of their zones. They match up very well out of their zone defenses.
Inbounds to Troutman.
Oh, Peoria went to sleep, didn't they, on that inbounds play? Troutman was able to slip in and get an easy one.
He's got 8 here. 8 of the Hillcrest 14 points. Good start for the senior big man, 6'5" senior. Three-pointer Baird is off. Augusta had a hand on the rebound. Going to be Peoria High ball out of bounds.
Troutman, a good player the entire year for Hillcrest at 11.5 points per ball game, 6.5 rebounds, and shoots 48% from the floor.
Alley-oop time!
Well, Boone hung on that rim a long, long time.
He did, and Hillcrest wanted a technical, but there was a lot of traffic under there. That's a tough call as Kellum scores. We saw a questionable call on hanging on the rim. I thought in the Missouri Valley Conference tournament against Illinois State. You can't be too careful down there, can you? I mean, I don't know personally, never having hung on a rim that was higher than 8 feet, but...
Yeah, in this case, maybe Boone felt like that there were guys underneath him, and maybe that's why he hung, but he was up there for quite a while. You're always going to get a technical foul when those guys hang and then want to chin themselves up a little bit, but that wasn't the case there, and maybe it was a good no call by the official.
Yeah, when there's a lot of traffic under there, I think you have to kind of err on the side of caution.
Safety for the players.
Troutman at the line, 68% free throw, misses that one. Take a look.
Another look right there, and maybe just didn't feel comfortable coming down, and maybe hung around up there. I agree that you have to always be concerned about the safety of the players, and maybe that's why he was up there a little bit too long.
Yeah, well, we're looking at it in slow-mo, too. Hard to say. Miles Boone, 6'1". He was looking down a long way from up there. 2-point Hillcrest lead. Peoria High will hold for 1. They trail 10-3. They can tie it or take the lead here. Alley-oop time for Boone again. This time he lays it off the glass.
The pass has to be there, and Jarrell White delivered it.
Time running out at the buzzer for 3. In and out for Virgil Fleming, and we are tied after 1 quarter. Quick start for Hillcrest. Peoria High has come back to even things up In our 3A semifinal, the winner against North Chicago for a state title.
How come an insurance company thinks 15 minutes is enough time to do a good job? How come
insurance companies tell me how much I can save
before they even know what I need?
How come
How come nobody gives me a financial plan?
I can understand?
Country Financial does. Your country representative can help protect what you have now and prepare for the future.
Somebody who knows retirement planning and insurance.
No kidding.
At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Tie game to start the second quarter here in our Class 3A semifinal. Matt Rodewald with you here at Carver Arena, just right down the street from Central High School. So you think, all right, well, they get the nice comfort of sleeping in their own bed and all the distractions that go with it. Well, not exactly. Dan Ruffin made sure these kids got to enjoy the entire experience of being in the state championship, made sure to lock them up at a hotel, the 10 p.m. curfew, make sure that everything's taken away. Get in your rooms, and Lee, I would like your cell phone. I don't want any texting. I don't want to use any apps. We are going to focus and be ready to go. And that's something you didn't have to think about these last the two back-to-back state championship teams of 2003 and 2004, since cell phones weren't really a huge deal just yet.
Well, I loved what Dan Ruffin said about he thought some of the guys were going through withdrawals after he took the phones away already.
Just thinking about it for most of these young guys.
In and out for Mooring. Tough break there. I can relate to that a little bit. You know, we're all kind of we're all connected more than maybe than we need to be, aren't we? Never out of touch.
Nice job moving against that that zone defense, but a very active defense.
Pumpkin, who's got the pumpkin? Here comes Hillcrest. Oden in transition. Baird set up for the charge, no call. Troutman has it swatted away by Foot. Boy. Tough to hang. Oh, that one's kicked up into the top. I got it for you right here. There you go. Wow, some guy made a nice catch up there. That's a great catch. Good hands up there, right there in row 9. Take a look at our first quarter stats, Greg.
Well, when you look at the stats there, you can see that both ball clubs shooting the same from the floor in the field goal department.
Nice give inside, Boone to Foot. Foot with 6 points. That's what I love about sports. Seems like every time you go to a game, you'll see something you've never seen before. I've never seen a ball kicked into the darn near the upper deck at a state title game, the state tournament game, I should say. Boone hammered on the way to the bucket.
Yeah, nice give though that time by Foot. You know, just taking another quick look at the stats for Peoria, who's in the lead by 2. The only place they weren't very good was at the foul line. 3 of 12.
And it was Mooring with the kick, not Aldana's Foot. Jocularity. Boone at the line. 3 of 12 for Peoria High there. That is no laughing matter.
No, it's pretty contagious. They're all missing from the foul line. They really are. White hasn't been to the foul line, so he hasn't had an opportunity to get there, but the rest of the players just can't knock him down.
Those are the only shots I can make anymore. 2-point Peoria High lead, their first lead of this game.
Peoria's gone big with both Jordan and Augusta in the lineup.
Oden tries to drive, and a whistle will go against Eric Baird, I believe.
Oh, Oden's quick with the basketball. I think he just went ahead and just attacked. He just attacked Kevin Jordan, 33, the big 6'10" center for Peoria High.
Kyle Oden at the line, 67% free thrower. His brother Nick was a member of the state championship team 2 years ago. Dan Ruffin going to his bench. Dante Thomas into the ball game for Peoria High for the first time.
Hillcrest always changing up defenses. Going to give you 4 or 5 different looks, 2 or 3 different zones, some man-to-man.
Oden strokes both free throws, and we're back into a tie.
See, they're falling back in that 1-1-3. Really, that's their staple defense. You're talking to Coach Houston. You don't see many 1-1-3s.
You see Peoria High bring both of their big guys up top to create a little space down low. And whistle, and looks like maybe Peoria High stepped out of bounds.
Must have been. Jarrell White takes it inside. What interior passing. Guys too close at quarters. And then the give the ball back to Hillcrest. I didn't see it. Did he step out of bounds? The official had a much better look than I did.
We'll just go with that. Tie game, number 1 Lanphier knocked off by unranked North Chicago. If you were just joining us, unranked Hillcrest tied with number 4 Peoria High. Ahead to Kellum for the hammer.
White always looks up the floor. He does a really good job getting the basketball in the hands of the open guys in the open floor. The assist to White and the finish to Trey Kellum.
Dan Ruffin says Kellum doesn't know how high he can jump. So that gives you a little indication. Drive into the lane that time for Jalen Loving. Draws the foul on Peoria High. Kellum picks up his second.
Well, a good steal that time by White. He gets down and strips Loving on the play, looks up the floor, finds Kellum streaking to the basket. He slams it home to give Peoria a 2-point lead.
Long, athletic, on the floor, 6'7", 195. And now Hillcrest having a little trouble at the line. Loving 67% on the season. He's an enforcer down low for the Hawks.
We'll be surprised if we don't see another look at it out of Hillcrest on the defensive end.
Foot will try the 3, and he drains it. Aldonis Foot just 13 of 35 behind the arc on the season.
Yeah, nobody even got out to check the 3-point shooter, and Foot is a guy that can knock him down.
Foot was 9.
Peoria now has gone man-to-man. It's really causing problems for Hillcrest.
Troutman to drive. Jordan up there for the rebound. He averages almost 6 a game. His father and his father's twin brother, members of the 1977 Peoria High State Championship team, Kevin Jordan. His father, also Kevin, his uncle Kelvin. And that was off of Hillcrest, I believe, as it went over the backboard. Let's see, they're going to talk it over.
Now Foot had all kinds of time, spots up. Aldonis Foot knocks down the 3.
Boo! Hey, where you going? You can't get by me. I'm number 1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number 1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am a king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
One of the Central Lion alums in attendance here today. That's Curly Boo Johnson. Played his high school ball at Peoria High. Former Harlem Globetrotter. So they're a great tradition, and we got Sean Livingston in the NBA, but the world's greatest basketball entertainers, the Harlem Globetrotters. Curly Boo Johnson on hand here today. Get a look at him. Boy, can he handle the basketball.
Nice to have a Globetrotter in the house.
A lot of people don't know this. I am a career 50% three-point shooter for the Washington Generals. One of two right here on this floor, and then they yanked me. That's it. I think they all, if I remember right, they all fell down when it went in.
I don't have it.
Or maybe that's how I got open. I can't remember.
It's not hard for me to believe you played for the Washington Generals, but it is hard for me to believe you made a three. I've seen you shoot.
Good shooter, not a good maker. That's the difference. You were more of the maker variety. Peoria High, the ball in a 5-point lead here. 3A state semifinal action. Lee Hall, Greg Sterick, Matt Rodewald with you.
Darrell White really just doesn't look to score the ball from his guard spot, but he's the leader of the ball club.
Adonis Foot with the drive into the lane. Might have got it blocked. Was trying to give it up, I believe.
Well, he talks so much about Trey Kellum, and he's outstanding, an all-state performer. The first quarter that Adonis Foot had 9 points. He was good.
He's double teamed now in the corner. We'll try another throw. Starting to feel it. Only made 13 all season. Don Houston on the sideline like, where did this come from? 25-17, Foot now with 12 points. Back-to-back three makes for him. Mooring turnaround jumper won't go.
Foot's doing a little bit of everything. He cleans up on the rebound, and he's knocking down shots.
Thomas into the lane. Dante Thomas. Quick little guard off the bench for Peoria High, 5'8", 150. And it's a 10-point Peoria High lead. Don Houston has to take a timeout here.
Thomas able to slip in. Does a nice job putting the ball on the floor. Gets into the teeth of that defense. Doesn't take it too deep. Spots, just springs up on the dime and knocks the short mid-range jumper down.
And we talked to Dan Ruffin earlier in the week and said, you know, there's kind of a thing as an ideal Peoria High School team. They defend. They've got big inside players, quick guards. I said, how close is this to an ideal Central team? He said it's pretty much it. We play great defense, not a lot of frills, nothing real fancy. Nothing real fancy, we just get the job done.
Well, they got guys that can score the ball on the inside, but they also got guys that can make plays from the outside. And I think it all starts with a point guard. Jarrell White doesn't do much in terms of scoring points, although he averages almost 7 per ball game, but he doesn't look to score. He looks to distribute, likes to get his teammates involved, and he's really the leader of the basketball team on the floor, even though he's playing with an all-stater in Kellum and a 6'10" guy in Jordan down on the post, and Aldonis Foot has proven to me that this guy can really play too. He's off to a good start in this ball game.
Hawks against the pressure, down 10 here. And Troutman couldn't save it before he fell out of bounds.
Hillcrest has turned it over 10 times, and Peoria done a nice job out of their press. And Troutman with the ball gets after it. And it was White that made that happen again, the small point guard for Peoria. Again, 10 turnovers for Hillcrest.
White gets it, puts it on the floor, gives inside to Shamar Hill, has it blocked. Foot trying to get some ground, trying to find some open spot, but he's fouled.
Peoria just keeps it alive. It looked like maybe he walked, or maybe even a 3-second call, but Foot was fouled on the play, and Peoria just they call a travel maybe. It must have been a turnover. No, 3-second call. It was a 3-second
Everybody
call.
else thought it was a foul call, too.
Yeah, well, first I thought it was a walk or a 3-second call, and it was a 3-second call, and Hillcrest gets the ball.
Well, the scorer's table thought it was a foul, too, because they honked the horn at him. Double check.
Good look there at the turnovers.
And another one there for Hillcrest.
11 for Hillcrest, 6 for Peoria.
Shamar Hill, the three, no good. Jordan got a hand on the rebound, lost it out of bounds. Or 10-point rather. Peoria High lead. Miles Boone comes back in for the Lions. It's a 10-0 run by Peoria High. And here's Troutman in transition. He got ahead of the crowd, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Hillcrest ball. Boy, he really got ahead of everybody there at 6'5", 160.
Good job by Troutman there, once again getting out, finding the open spot and the open floor.
Oden in the lane, and he'll get a chance at the free throw line for Hillcrest. Fouls on Thomas, his first. Both teams in the bonus. This would be a two-shot foul for Oden.
Size of Peoria is really kind of taking its toll on Hillcrest. Peoria +5 on the glass. Peoria with a 9-point lead, but Lee, if they could have knocked down free throws, they missed 11 free throws. If they could have knocked down some free throws, it would have really to push that lead up.
Devonta Archer into the ball game. Brett Buchanan into the ball game for Hillcrest.
See Hillcrest switching out of their zones. They've gone man-to-man on this possession.
White takes it down the lane. Charge. First foul on Jarrell White.
White off of the bounce. He beats Oden. He turns the corner, but boy, good weak side help right there as Thomas does a nice job taking that charge.
He'll get a seat and a few words from Dan Ruffin, a fiery head coach of the Peoria High Lions.
Yeah, excuse me. It was Archer that took that charge, not Thomas. Give a guy credit when he gives up his body like that. Hey, Archer takes the charge. Good ball movement by Hillcrest, keeping the floor spread against the man-to-man defense, looking for some driving lanes. There's a driving lane right there.
Oden throws it right to Kevin Jordan of Peoria High. That's 12 turnovers now on the Hawks.
Oden slow getting back, too.
Now the Lions turn it over. Fleming into the lane, off the back of the rim, no good, swatted out of there. Here's Shamar Hill. Gives it to Boone. Boone, reverse layup won't go.
Hillcrest missing a lot of shots off of the bounce just because Jordan's back there. He's not blocking shots, but he's altering shots. And Hillcrest really struggling, 6 of 21 from the floor. Just under 30%.
And another turnover on the Hawks.
Troutman at 6'5" has done a pretty nice job really battling Jordan on the inside.
Christopher Copeland, number 22, into the lineup for Hillcrest. Peoria High, an 8-point lead here, final minute, first half. The winner goes to the 3A state championship game. Hillcrest girls made the 3A semifinals as well. Eight-point lead for Peoria High and a timeout.
with the team that Peoria's got on the floor, they really don't have their scorers out there on the floor. Kellum isn't in the ball game, and of course, when you look at Aldana's Foot, the leading scorer with 12, he's been down about 2.5 minutes. Looked like he got hit in the nose and maybe hit in the face, and he's left the floor, and he's in the locker room. So they didn't have Foot in the ball game, and they didn't have Kellum, their two top scorers, along with Miles Boone. So they really didn't have a guy to go to on that possession.
Lanphier, number 1 in the state, lost to North Chicago in our first 3A semifinal. There's the score of this contest. Tonight, it's Auburn and Proviso East in Class 4A, followed by Simeon in Bloom Township at 8:15. Friend Dave Bernhardt and Jerry Hester, former Fighting Illini forward, will have the call tonight. Jerry Hester, also a former Manual Ram, played in the state championship game.
Hillcrest gets another big body into the ball game. They, after the timeout, they insert Delmon Brame at 6'6" and about 175 to try and match up, because you know they're going to look for a play to possibly get Jordan involved.
Shamar Hill almost loses it at midcourt. Trapping Hillcrest defense. Now it's Hill, lays it off the glass and good. Central back up 10.
Good looking shot that time by Hill.
3 at the buzzer. Just off the mark for Brent Buchanan. And it's Peoria High School taking a 10-point lead here into the locker room. The Lions have been ranked as high as number 1 in the state. Hillcrest, the quick start, they led 10-3, but it's a 10-point lead for the home team as we go to break.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice, go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school. When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
IHSA Network Halftime is presented by Realtor.com. Realtor.com's real estate search app makes researching neighborhoods and finding homes for sale easy. Download it for your smartphone in your market or at Realtor.com/mobile.
10-point lead for Central here at the break. Dan Ruffin, ugly start, but you're okay now with the 10-point lead.
We're far from okay. It's a long game left. First game, they were up 11 at halftime and lost. So we're nowhere near okay.
What's one thing you want them to think about when at the break here?
Allowing second shots. We got to stop the second shots. If we can do that, we're going to be fine.
Struggles at the free throw line, but I'm sure you didn't anticipate 3 of 14 to start things off.
That's what we've been doing all year, unfortunately.
We'll see if it holds up here in the second half. Okay, Coach?
All right.
Okay, best of luck. 10-point lead for Dan Ruffin and the Lions here. We headed to the break. The 10-point lead, of course, trying to get into the state championship game. We'll be back.
I love staying here. How long have you lived here?
A long time. You know, your mother grew up here.
I'm gonna have a house like this when I grow up.
I hope so, buddy. I hope so.
For the first time in generations, the dream of home ownership is being threatened. Realtors, members of the National Association of Realtors, are here to represent you and protect home ownership.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Nice. Oh! Yes, go! Yes, yes, yes! No! Come on!
Oops.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
And welcome back. Our score at halftime is 29-19, as you can see, with Peoria and the Central Lions in front. Let's take a look at some of the highlights for this first half. It was actually Hillcrest who was out early to a 10-2 lead, but Peoria was able to get back into it thanks to Eldana's Foot, who has got 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field, just a couple of free throws, and we'll get to that in just a minute. And you can see Foot's highlight reel. The last 2.5 minutes, though, he was out of this ball game, taking a shot to the nose back in the locker room and trying to get some of the bleeding to stop the training staff here at the Carver Arena. Here's some stats, as you can see, with the Hillcrest at 29%, three-point shooting not much of a factor. And look at the Lions from the free throw line. A 10-point lead could be a lot more. They were to hit 3 of their 13 free throws, maybe even more so. Bench points going their way. Not much production from the Hawks bench. And they're able to dominate in the paint, the Lions are, after struggling early. A 10-2 start for Hillcrest is eroded into a 10-point deficit. We'll see if the Hawks can get back into it next.
I'm Donna Jeske, a fourth-generation farmer from Mazan, Illinois. Family farmers like me are a lot like you, but we still have to earn your trust every day. Growing the best and safest food we can raise, and protecting the world we live in. All of that makes me a lot like you. And a lot like the 94% of Illinois farmers who are family farmers.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, you know, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
All right, guys, we gotta be smarter about what we bite on, okay? I want everyone to go outside. We're gonna run Red Rover on 3.
What about you, Tony?
I'm gonna run around in circles, flat my arms, and make engine noises like this.
When it comes to playing, we kids are the pros.
We're eating right, too. We fuel up.
To play 60!
If your school doesn't have a program, be a leader. Start one.
Click today and join the movement.
life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
And welcome back to Carver Arena. Lee Hall, Greg Sterrick courtside, Matt Rodewald alongside with us. Peoria High leading 29-19 here at the half. Hillcrest out to a good start. Greg Sterrick 10-3, but they couldn't sustain it against that Peoria High defense.
Well, Peoria really went to work on the defensive end. They got some easy baskets in transition. Aldana's foot was tremendous in the first half. He had 12 points. Trey Kellum chipped in with 6 points, and there was a 10-0 run by Peoria that really put the ball game out of reach here at the intermission for Hillcrest. But we saw in the first ball game it was an 11-point lead, and then all of a sudden North Chicago was able to come back and win that ball game to advance the championship game.
The Hawks, no field goals in the second quarter. Only 4 free throws to show for it. How do they get going offensively against this defense?
Well, they've got to find some ways to get some easy baskets. And if you're not going to be able to get easy baskets, you got to be able to drive it to the hole and hope you can get yourself to the free throw line. They also have got to find a way to knock down the three-point shot. They didn't get any threes in the first half, and Maureen, a very good three-point shooter, their leading scorer, but he just did not have any daylight at all to look to shoot the three ball.
And it'd be a bigger deficit, but Peoria High just 3 of 13 at the line in the first half. Second half action coming your way on the IHSA TV network.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well. What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned. That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
My name is Fernanda. I'm the wife of a teacher. Budget cuts affected my husband's salary, so I'm picking up some part-time work. We're doing everything we can to make sure our kids eat today. Tomorrow, I just don't know. Fernanda, how'd I do? Well, I usually fold the underwear first. I meant the acting, but good to know.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Yeah, a little nacho action here at Carver Arena, downtown Peoria. The final weekend of America's Original March Madness here. Peoria High leading Hillcrest 29-19 as we get ready to start the third quarter. North Chicago already a win in the books, knocking off number 1 Lanphier. They will play for the state title tomorrow against the winner of this game. Tonight, it's Class 4A action. Auburn against 31-0 Proviso East. And another traditional power out of the Chicagoland area, Simeon taking on Bloom Township, 28-3. Those games coming your way tonight on the IHSA TV network. We'll do it all again tomorrow, starting at noon here in Peoria. The 16th season for America's Original March Madness here at Carver Arena. Let's go to Matt Rodewald now. He is with Hillcrest coach Don Houston.
Well, Don, you know there's some ugly numbers in this thing, but the important thing is you're only down 10 points. What do you do to get back into it?
Well, we just got to do what we did early in the game, put a little bit of pressure on their guards, make them turn it over a little bit, and stop penetration. We didn't do a good job of that in the second quarter. Plus, we got to do a better job of executing offensively. You know, it's hard for the kids to hear the plays we're calling, so it's hard for them to get into the offenses that we've been calling. So hopefully now that they're down on this end of the court, they can hear us so we can see some better offense.
Okay, Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thanks a lot.
Head coach Don Houston trying to get in the state championship game, guys.
Thanks, Matt. Hillcrest 0 for 6 in that second quarter, so not only did they not make any shots, they didn't really get a lot of shots either, Greg.
No, they really didn't have many opportunities to shoot the basketball because they were turning it over way too many times. And if they don't value the basketball a little bit better here in the third quarter, Peoria is going to be able to extend that lead. They turned the ball over 13 times. That's way too many turnovers. And you look at points off turnover, Peoria was able to get 11 points off turnovers. So they must do a much better job of valuing the basketball. And the other thing that Hillcrest has got to do, they've got to rebound the basketball better. When you're not shooting the ball very well and you're struggling, you still got to be able to rebound. And Peoria definitely dominated on the glass. They were a +6 in the first half on the board. So those are the two areas they really need to clean up. And you heard head coach Don Houston say he wasn't happy with half-court execution, so they've got to do a much, much better job looking on the half court to get good shots.
Very high, tough time inbounding here to start the third quarter. Shamar Hill, double dribble. Shamar wearing a bandage over 4 stitches he got in the sectional championship game, collided with Washington All-Stater Eric Peters. You can see that over his left eye. Definitely not a non-contact sport. They used to say that back in the day.
Yeah, Peoria doing a nice job keeping Hillcrest out on that perimeter.
The Hawks 0 for 6 behind the three-point line. They go along with their shooting woes, 28% first half. Fleming off the glass, tough shot over Kevin Jordan, and good for Virgil Fleming, who averages 7.5 a game.
Well, Fleming, a nice job hanging in the air, able to use the window nicely.
Foul against Kyle Oden, his first. Take another look here.
Yeah, Fleming just attacks. Jordan comes over the 6'10 center to try and bother, but Fleming hangs in the air and gets stuff off the window, gets the two-pointer, a big basket by Virgil Fleming.
Shamar Hill for 3. His 31st 3 of the year. First one of this game.
I think it was a 2, Lee.
Okay. Beg your pardon. And a foul on Peoria High's Trey Kellum will be his 3rd.
Hill is the best three-point shooter for Peoria. Likes to float out there on that three-point line. Made 31 threes on the year. Nice dish right there. Nice dish.
Kellum will sit with his 3rd foul, as the free throw shooting today here is far from clinical. Into the ball game for Peoria High is Brandon Lindley, number 34. He replaces Kellum, who sits with 4 fouls. Troutman, 2 misses at the line, and unable to hold on to the ball as Lindley just into the ball game. He was wide open. And Jarrell White's pass a little too tough to handle for him.
Hillcrest much more aggressive here in the third quarter, really attacking the basket, get some things off of the bounce, and right there Fleming, a nice little dish right there to the inside, and Loving was fouled on the play.
Well, they got Kellum out of there with 3 fouls. Now they'll go at Jordan. That's just his first. My goodness.
Oh, when you're trying to play catch-up basketball, you got to be able to knock down free throws. Well, these ball clubs are really struggling. One team 7 of 13, Hillcrest, and 3 of 13 for Peoria.
Hillcrest has missed all 3 attempts here in the opening moments of the second half. Loving now with 5 points. I bet Greg Sterick made his free throws.
Jordan, nice move by the big guy there down on that baseline.
And I think they're going to whistle him for the foul.
Jordan trying to find the handle there. I don't think they got the foul on
foot.
On Jordan. I think the foul is going to be on foot. Diving in to get the loose ball.
Hillcrest down 9. They let it 10-3. The Lions take it away.
Yeah, once Mooring turned his back, they picked his pocket.
White takes it down low, now brings it out. Closely guarded by Oden. Now a 3 for Hill is off. Foot got a hand on it, couldn't hang on. It'll be Hillcrest ball. Official giving a little word to some of the extracurricular activities before he hands the ball to
Peoria matching up defensively out of the man-to-man full court. And, put a lot of pressure on Oden. Mooring just can't find himself a shot. There he is.
Now he does. Long on the 3 attempt. And now Foot slows it up a little bit. He is Kevin Jordan's cousin. So the family ties run deep here, this Peoria High team. Give inside to Hill. Nice pass, Jarrell White. He had 6 assists in the Super Sectional. Nice one that time.
3 assists in this ball game.
Hill now with 6. It's an 11-point Peoria High lead. Mooring.
He just can't knock down a shot. 0 of 8 now from 3-point land.
Jordan gets fouled on the full court pressure. Foul on Troutman, his 3rd. Foul starting to pile up here on both sides.
I thought maybe Hillcrest would be able to cut into that Peoria lead when Kellum went down with his 3rd personal foul at the 7-minute mark of this quarter, but Peoria's bench has been strong in this ball game.
Troutman takes it away. And he'll take it all the way for the jam. Jayon Troutman.
No denying Troutman on that play.
He makes it a 9-point game. Hill, baseline jumper, that's a 3. He's got 9, and that is his 31st 3 of the year.
Yeah, they look for Hill to spot up and shoot that 3 ball, and White was able to find him on the baseline and got a nice stroke from Aaron Hill.
Loving nowhere to go. He gives it back out to Virgil Fleming, getting some Division II interest as a senior. Troutman takes it in the lane, high over Jordan. Jordan tracks down the rebound. Past the midway point here in the 3rd quarter. Peoria High led by 10. At halftime, they lead it by 12 now. Jordan the miss. And the foul will go against Lindley. No, check that. It's on Oden. And we played half of the 3rd quarter, and things haven't changed much. Troutman gets one in transition here, but his team trails it by 12.
How come nobody told me about all the hidden costs of cheap insurance? How come?
How come insurance companies tell me how much I can save
Before they even know what I need.
How come?
How come nobody asked me what my idea
of retirement is?
Country Financial does. Your country representative can help protect what you have now and prepare for the future.
Somebody who knows retirement planning
and insurance.
I like that.
At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Give a gift of meals to a family in need. Visit feedingamerica.org/giveameal today.
Our Realtor.com trivia question. We asked you this earlier. Who became the 2nd head boys basketball coach in IHSA history to lead 2 different schools to an IHSA state title? The answer, Rock Island's Tom Siegel led the Rocks to a Class 3A title a year ago. He led Rock Falls to the Class A crown in 1999, and his team eliminated this Peoria High squad a year ago. We've talked about poor shooting on Hillcrest's part. Against Rock Island in the sectional final a year ago, Peoria High shot 26%, missed 40 shots. 30 of them were layups. And you talked to Dan Ruffin about that, and he says, you know, we make some of those easy shots, we win that game. Our kids know it, and that's been part of the fuel for our fire this year.
Yeah, it's been a motivating factor for him to get into this ball game and hopefully advance to the championship game. They've got a 12-point lead here with 3:45 left in the third quarter. You kind of feel like, though, that Hillcrest is going to make a run if they can just start knocking down some shots and keep from turning over the ball.
Foot takes it away, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Fouls on Brent Buchanan.
Talked about value in the basketball, not turning it over, because Peoria's defense is pretty solid out there. And it's a great steal that time by Foot, just back the other way. And he was going to have an easy when it run out. Buchanan had to pick up the personal foul. Foot will be at the line.
Dan Ruffin says he's a freakish athlete. You know, he's 6'5". He's got those point guard type skills. And boy, he just, you know, it's funny. I thought he called him a freakish athlete. He's pretty good.
And he can shoot the three ball. He can step out there and knock down the three. He's long, and so he can really guard. He can play the wing for him on the defense and out of their zone defense. But he also can get down and really get after you in a man-to-man defense. It's pretty much the complete package.
Or as former Peoria High coach Chuck Fisher would say, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. And hello, Chuck, if you're watching out in Arizona. He's not back for this weekend. Not back to Peoria yet.
Kind of miss him around Bradley basketball when I travel in here to work ball games here in Peoria.
He was on staff when Bradley went to the Sweet 16 back in 2006. One of the banners hanging up here at Carver Arena and Bradley's home court since 1982. 14-point Peoria High lead. Almost a takeaway by Eric Baird. Chuck is probably at the golf course. He might be back by now. You know, he had 2 holes in 1 in the same round a couple of years ago. Not only is he a Hall of Fame coach, he's actually going into the Greater Peoria Sports Hall of Fame
for making 2 holes in 1. He ought to
no,
go in for that.
Well, he should.
He ought to go in for that.
He could, yeah. He's actually going in for coaching and taking Peoria High to back-to-back state championships. That was the last time Peoria High was in the state championship game or at state at all. Hillcrest turns it over. They're a long tradition, the first ever state championship in 1908.
Hillcrest is just a mess, aren't they, on the half court? I mean, they really turned the ball over and can't get anything going on the offensive end. Offense very stagnant.
And I think, if you see the Peoria schools, Peoria Central, Peoria Manual over the years, this is the type of defense that Peoria schools, when they're good, this is what they play. You know, they're all over you. Their guards are quicker than can be.
Yeah. You know, when you look at their record at 26-3 on the year, a loss to Lampier. It was Quincy Senior, and they lost to one of the Peoria schools, didn't they? Peoria Manual, I think, was their other loss.
Manual, they did. Regular season finale, Manual won that game to claim a share of the Mid-State 6 Conference title. And usually it happens a lot where Peoria High and Manual face each other 3 times. Oh boy, way out of control. That time was Aldana's foot, and he hits the ground hard.
He and Mooring collided on the play. Foot kind of shaking himself around there.
Loving whistle for the foul. Foot will go to the line if he can get there.
Good look. Foot's just taking to the floor, and then here comes Mooring to try and get in position to charge, but he slid away from him, and so he didn't take the charge, and Foot went down hard and will find himself at the foul line. And in the ball game, he's been there 5 times and made 2. As Odin just gets stripped, and by Foot takes it the length of the floor. You can see how Mooring just turned his body, and Foot thought he was going to try and take the charge, and when he did, just slid away from him. Boy, it took a nasty, nasty fall, but steps to the foul line and knocks down the front end of a 2-shot opportunity.
Yeah, don't look now, but Peoria High with a 15-point lead is now starting to make free throws. Foot's made 4 in a row. here in the third quarter, and it's a 16-point Peoria High lead.
Point lead and 16 points for Foot. Peoria just runs and jumps, looking to trap out of that zone defense. Just run and jump. No, they're not. They're back man to man. Jordan gives a little help. He hedges off of that top ball screen.
Fleming's follow wouldn't go. Jordan the rebound. How would you like to be Dan Ruffin and have your leading scorer go out with his third foul and have your team increase the lead from 11 to 16? I mean, that
tells you a little something about the depth of their ball club and the balance that they have on the basketball team. And Kevin Jordan, the 6'10" center, hasn't been much offensively with only 1 point, 1 of 3 from the line. But he's only taken 4 shots, but he also has 7 rebounds.
Troutman got a hand on that one as Lindley off the bench tries to get it inside to the big fella, Kevin Jordan. His uncle Kelvin was an assistant coach at Peoria High. He died a couple of years ago. So Kevin's father, Kevin, who was an assistant at Woodruff High School, which has since closed, came over to Peoria High School and is now here with his son as he tries to win a state championship and ends up in the front row.
Augusta checks in for Peoria Lee, and I mean this guy's big, 6'5", 280, a tremendous football player. But already had offers from Illinois, Michigan State, Iowa,
Wisconsin, Memphis, Louisiana Monroe. He told me yesterday Oklahoma is now in the mix. Yeah, 6'5", 277. Play a little basketball now too. Mooring off the back of the rim. Troutman on the glass, can't get it to go, and it'll be a foul against Hillcrest as Aldana's Foot comes out of there with the rebound.
Mooring just looking at trying to find a shot, and a battle inside, and once again Troutman all over the offensive glass, and Hillcrest just can't get anything going offensively. That's all you can say. I mean, didn't get a field goal in the second quarter and only 5 points here in the third quarter.
Foul was on Mooring. He's got 4 now, and Don Houston has no choice but to leave him out there, trailing here by 16. Fleming swatted out of there by Aldana's Foot. And they say it goes off Hillcrest and will be Peoria High ball, according to the indication given by the official.
Where'd Foot come from to get that block?
Remember what I said, Dan Ruffin said about him? Freakish athlete. Spider-Man.
Fleming thought he had an easy one going to glass, and then Foot just swats it away. Peoria comes up with the basketball.
And the thing Dan Ruffin says about him is he's learned to play within the confines of a team. And that's an important lesson, and one that the senior has taken to heart this year for Peoria High. Very nearly a takeaway there for Virgil Fleming. Minute 11 to go here in the third. It's Peoria High, large and in charge here.
Foot looks like he's going to have to check out. I hope it's just a cramp in his leg. He was holding his leg going off the court, and Boone's going to check in. Boone's giving him a lift off of that bench with 6 points. You know, Hillcrest raced out to an early lead. It was a 10-2 lead. Since that point, they've only been able to score 14 points.
Wow, that is amazing. That was early first quarter.
The first 3.5 minutes.
Fleming steps out of bounds. Well, and talking to Don Houston yesterday, we talked about Ryan Royal, the player who was killed in the summer, and how this team has dedicated its season to him and not forgotten him. Don Houston said yesterday, no matter what happens this weekend, I'm proud of my kids, how they've handled this and how they've grown as a team.
They're 24-5 in 09-010. They were a state champion, and they won 31 and lost 3. Pretty solid program and what he's been able to build in 5 years as the coach at Hillcrest. Before this ball game, he had won 114 games, lost 32. Good look there, Coach Don Houston of Hillcrest.
There are 5 losses this year. 3 of them were to 4A schools. And you'll see all 3 of them tonight, Simeon, Auburn, and Bloom. So it's not like they had an easy season and played a soft schedule.
Now he told both of us he likes to go out and challenge his players and plays a lot of 4A ball clubs.
Final minute here in the third quarter. Peoria High leading by 16. Their leading scorer on the bench with foul trouble, but it hasn't affected the Lions.
They're going to get Loving inside, battling Jordan on the inside. You know, when you look at Hillcrest also, their leading scorer on the year, Mooring, has really struggled shooting the ball. 0 of 8, 0 of 5 shooting threes. And he's 2 of 2 from the foul line, but they needed a little bit more from him. He's got to find a way to manufacture some points.
Kevin Jordan at the line, only 45%. We talked about that earlier. He is a guy who's just kind of learning how to use that big body of his, you know. And Dan Ruffin says he's getting better every time we play. He's a guy that goes to JUCO and plays a couple years JUCO ball. You know, you never know where you might see this guy end up because he's got a lot of potential.
Just needs to make sure he gets into a program where player development is very, very important, yes. And they spend a lot of time working with the guy. Some programs just don't put the time they need to in terms of player development because this guy, you can't teach 6'10".
No, sir. Nice take to the hoop that time. Copeland couldn't finish.
So Loving could.
Peoria High looking to beat the buzzer here. Eric Bears didn't know what the time situation was. Troutman got a block as he realized it, but too late. And it's a commanding 16-point lead for the hometown favorite Peoria High Lions. 8 minutes away from heading to the state championship game.
And so, after due deliberation and much hard work on the part of both agencies, we've decided to award the contract to Abercrombie and Tietweiler.
What? You gotta be kidding me! Bad call, jeez.
This is pathetic!
Those ads went out with dancing cigarettes. What are you, blind? What are you, deaf? What are you, out of your mind? Fix.
Today is Saturday. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap us next Sunday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
As we head back to the fourth quarter here, Matt Rodewald with you at Carver Arena. Peoria Central in front with a 16-point lead, and we got some more basketball coming up tonight you don't want to miss. Proviso East taking the floor against Rockford Auburn. It's a rematch of their matchup in the Proviso West semifinals. A 19-point win for the Pirates, who are still unbeaten at this point. One of the Three Amigos coming down to Peoria for the first time, when the Three Amigos were a big story back in 1991. That was over in Champaign. Our second game will feature Simeon and the Wolverines, hoping to get into the title game for the 6th time in 7 years. And Bloom Township, who feels completely disrespected. 4th-ranked team in the state, not one All-Stater on that team, according to the AP, guys.
Looking forward to it tonight. Jalen Loving, a little McLoving with the hammer. Loving with 9. Still a 14-point Peoria lead. Boone turns it over. Trying to dribble against the triple team. Mooring Launches a three. Inside on the glass is Loving. Peoria High touches it last. It'll be Hillcrest ball.
Loving really works the offensive boards nice on the missed shot, the three-point attempt by Mooring. Look and see if he doesn't maybe get a little bump from the big fella. Looked like Augusta may have given him just a little bump on the inside.
Mooring, wild shot into the lane. Kellum back in there with the rebound. You know, speaking as a guy who's grown a lot myself, sometimes you can't help bumping guys. There's maybe a little bit more there than you think there is. Is your bumps coming on rebounds? Josh Augusta slow to get up for Peoria High. He's got a brace on that right knee.
Augusta 6'5", 275. A good catch, good hands for a big fella. Tries to finish and fouled on the play. And on the year, he's been at the charity stripe 22 times and made 13.
And his first dunk in a varsity game in the super sectional. You got a lot of hooting and hollering for that, I'm sure.
You would have thought this guy would have been dunking in the 8th grade.
Missed them both. Kellum got the rebound and couldn't get it to go either.
Kellum with only 6 points, been saddled with foul problems. Picked up his 3rd foul with 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Fleming gives it Troutman. Nice play for the Hawks.
Well, it was a good play by Fleming. Able to get in that lane area, a little dump down pass.
Peoria High calls timeout. Hillcrest scores the first 4 of the 4th quarter. Fight left in these Hawks after all.
Yeah, Fleming takes it off with a bounce and a nice catch down on the inside, and Troutman having a heck of a ball game. And well, a nice dish right there. A good find. Troutman, a very, very active player in the ball game. 6 of 9 from the floor for 13 points.
This Hillcrest team overcame a 17-0 run by DuSable in the super sectional. They had led by 21 in that ball game. A 17-0 run by DuSable. And Hillcrest scored 6 of the last 8 to win that one. They're trying to show a little heart here as Josh Augusta gets a little attention over on the Peoria High sideline. He's favoring that right knee, and you can see the
big brace on that knee.
Yeah.
Big fellow with a big brace.
Second place in the state shot put last year. He's an all-around good athlete. Had a double-double against Decatur Eisenhower earlier this year. Play a little ball, too. He can hoop it a little bit.
And Lindley was the state hurdle champion last year for Peoria.
Inside to Kevin Jordan for the hammer.
Yeah, good look inside. Foot with the delivery and Jordan with the finish.
Some of that potential we're talking about there.
Hillcrest really gotten away from their offensive sets and just really trying to run a motion offense right now. Looking for guys that can drive the basketball or penetrate the pitch.
Kyle Oden for 3. Long rebound. Jarrell White controls it.
Hillcrest still hasn't made a 3 in the ball game. 0 of 9.
White pull-up jumper. Lefty can't get the roll. Jordan got just enough of it to get it to White. Now Jordan. His jumper's no good. And Jarrell White, the little guy, is running around in there. 5'10", he brings it out to half court.
Plus 12 for Peoria on the glass now.
Boone thought about the 3. Aldana's foot's going to run a little clock here. Takes it into the lane, and a blocking foul will go against Hillcrest and Jayon Troutman. That'll be his 4th.
Yeah, all of Bradley's players can really take it off of the bounce, and there's one of the best right there. As foot takes it strong to glass, fouled on the play. Foote's an active player. I mean, he's got a good game. He's got a good mid-range jumper. He's a guy that doesn't mind stepping out and shooting three at about 38%. Can get himself to the foul line like he's done in this ball game. He's had 7 opportunities at the stripe in the ball game. He's made a couple of threes. You know, he gets points without taking a whole lot of shots. I mean, he's a guy that averages 11 points per ball game, but look how efficient he's been in this ball game. 5 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 3 shooting 3, 4 of 7 at the line, 6 rebounds and 16 points.
And he's really picked that up the last couple of games, Greg. 59% from the floor for Aldana's Foote.
He's got a nice touch. His mechanics are good as a shooter.
He's really helping Peoria High's free throw percentage too, as he makes his 5th in a row here in the second half.
Yeah, 3 of 13 in the first half for Peoria, now 9 of 21 in the ball game. Those two look pretty good.
Absolutely. You can tell just by listening to how they go through the net. 16-point lead.
You just can't find a shot. Orange just cannot knock down a shot. 0 of 9.
I interrupted you. What were you going to say about Foote's shot? I like the sound. Yes, I did.
You like the sound of it? What I was going to say, it's not the sound of the shot that you like, it's the sound of the net.
Yes.
It's not the sound of the shot.
Just like, that's right. You're right. Thank you for clearing that up. It's just like the sound of the ball going into the cup in golf, which I don't hear often enough. Don't hear soon enough anyway.
Fleming, a nice little floater in the lane.
16-point Peoria High advantage. Kellum fouled in the lane. We talk about the great Peoria High tradition, Greg. And look at the number of, I mean, the state tournament history takes up a half a page. The championship in 08. All kinds of trophies. One of the most memorable, though, a heartbreaker for Chuck Bisher and the Peoria High Lions. 1989 against East St. Louis Lincoln. A triple overtime loss in the state championship. Charles White, who went on to play high school or college ball rather here at Bradley, a member of that team. One of the great state championship games. Some people say maybe the greatest of all time. That one that went to triple overtime down at the Assembly Hall. Oh, and now the Lions can't miss a free throw. Kellum with a couple, and we go to break. Dan Ruffin enjoying an 18-point lead.
How come insurance companies tell me I can save like 40%?
Before they even know what I need.
How come my company never asked me
my idea of financial security?
How come
nobody gives me a financial plan?
I can understand.
Country Financial does. Your country representative can help protect what you have now and prepare for the future.
Somebody who knows retirement planning
and insurance.
Yeah.
At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. Now, we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. Now, you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm going to feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Part of the fun of March Madness is the March Madness experience here in Peoria at the exhibit hall. My, how that has grown. Folks enjoying the interactive exhibits over there, shooting baskets, and great merchandise availability. And
yes,
kids from across the state get to play there at the March Madness experience and enjoy a little bit of that at a younger age. Let's go over to Matt Rodewald.
Well, Lee and Greg, how about that? We get your names right. We got walking wounded issues to deal with for Peoria and the Central Lions here. Josh Augusta just came back out from the trainers, got his knee brace off on his right knee. Looks like he is done for the day. And you had Aldana's Foote leave early in the first half. He came back. He's been banged up a couple times, limping around with a sore groin. Kevin Jordan's been dealing with that as well and a sore back. And Jarrell White's dealing with a bit of an ankle problem and some stitches. So I don't know if I can come up with any other injuries, but it looks like everyone's banged up. And that time of year when you deal with all those injuries coming to head.
Well, I know you remember Joe Stoll, the great former coach of the Bradley Braves. Never coached in this arena, coached up at Robertson Fieldhouse. Either you're hurt or you're not. And that's all there is to it. You know, yes, there's a difference between being hurt and playing injured, right?
Most coaches
or being injured and playing hurt.
Most coaches say play through it.
Yeah, right.
Most coaches say let's just play through it. And that's really what Peoria players have done in this ball game. I mean, Matt talked about Foot being injured. He has had some injury problems, had a nosebleed problem in the first half. And, you know, this guy's leading Peoria in scoring with 18. Jordan played a lot of minutes also in the ball game.
And the free throw there for Adante Thomas. White checks back in. Peoria High tied with Peoria Manual and Simeon of Chicago with 4 state titles. They might have a chance to take a lead. It might only be for a few hours if Simeon takes care of business in 4A.
Looking forward, though, to the championship game. North Chicago and Peoria. That should be a good one. North Chicago, very, very impressive in their win.
They knocked off number 1 Lanphier, number 4 Peoria High, taking care of business in this one. Trey Kellum, kind of a quiet day today. He's getting looks from Western Illinois, Eastern Illinois, and Bradley starting to show some interest in the 6'7" senior. Dan Ruffin says he's the kind of guy, the sky's the limit. He hasn't anywhere nearly reached his potential, and he needs to go to a program that sees that and sees that he's got his best basketball ahead of him.
Yeah, I think he needs to pick the right school to play, but he's long, and one thing he can do, he can really get out on the floor and guard. And that's what a lot of programs are looking for, and I like the way Peoria's players got a little toughness. They got a little edge. They got a little swagger about them, and college coaches really like that. The game of college basketball requires guys to be very, very tough and to be very, very physical. And more coaches are expecting, and they ask, and they require guys to guard.
Jalen Loving, nice little mid-range jumper.
Yeah, that's a good-looking three-point shot, and a pretty good three-point shooter on the year, 40%. And we haven't seen that guy step up and knock down a lot of threes. That's his first 3 in the ball game.
I'd say it was 2. Here comes Hillcrest the other way. Fleming. They say he traveled. Don Houston wanted a foul, but it's a walk. And a turnover for the Hawks.
See if he doesn't get his hand on his basketball when he goes up and creates a walk. Another turnover by Peoria. Fleming strong to the glass. He may have raked him across the arm instead of getting the basketball.
And a pass out of the triple team this time.
See, Kellum can really handle it in the open floor. Good dish as he handles it in the open floor.
Jordan couldn't hang on. Hawks come the other way. Whistle, count it. And it will be Copeland going to the line for the 3-point play. Fouls on Jarrell White.
Good dish right there. Jordan just couldn't finish on the play, back the other way. A good quick look that time, and Copeland gets it to the basket, gets it up on the window, looking for the 3-point play.
He completes it. This Hillcrest team still battling for Don Houston.
Yeah, nice job by Copeland, not a guy that scores a lot of points, doesn't get a lot of playing time.
Kellum walked, lost his footing there on right at the decal there. Now, you like the toughness of this Peoria High team. You got to be tough to play for that guy. Dan Ruffin is a demanding but fair coach, and his teams have intestinal fortitude to spare. Big 3 there. Brett Buchanan with his first bucket of the game.
Well, there's no quitting this Hillcrest team, battling hard, really getting after it now. Pressure defense, and Peoria turns it over again. Peoria not doing a good job taking care of the ball. Hillcrest has turned Peoria over 20 times. Well, a good look right there, and Buchanan just spots up, picture perfect jumper, buries the 3.
That's 12-point game, and it's interesting now. I won't say it's close, but it's interesting. Would have been a lot more interesting if that three would have gone for Buchanan. And a foul against Hillcrest. That'll go against Copeland. And it's double bonus time for Peoria High School.
Hillcrest continuing to battle. Going to make Peoria seal this deal with some charity tosses.
It had 28 in a win over Springfield Lanphier earlier this season. The Lions split with Lanphier this season, losing to them at the Decatur tournament. Terrell White did not play in that ball game. And then Dan Ruffin's team went to Springfield and won on Lanphier's home floor. They don't get a rematch with Peoria Manual. They don't get a rematch with Lanphier unless something changes here very drastically in the last 2:46. Foot now with 19. Fleming takes it inside. Loving goes to the glass and he's rewarded. He's fouled and will go to the line.
Yeah, nice follow that time by Loving on the missed shot. Fleming takes it deep and tries to finish at the rim, but nice job by Loving tracking down the offensive rebound.
Had a double-double against Morgan Park earlier this year. 10 points, 13 boards. He's in double figures now with 10.
Don Houston really getting after his ball club, challenging them here in the final 2:32.
Loving makes them both to make it an 11-point ball game. They're on an 8-1 run. Are the Hawks. White dribbles through the pressure. Kellum tries to give to Boone, has it taken away, and the Hawks throw it away. Dan Ruffin barks at his team at the other end.
Peoria continues to attack, too. They're really not looking to run clock. A little surprised they're just not trying to run some clock.
Doing the inbounds. Foot wiped out. Now it's White on the floor, and the Lions control it. Eric Baird now with it. Now he has it taken away. Buchanan the steal. Oden takes it to the hoop and scores. And it's down to single digits. Hillcrest cuts it to 9.
All of a sudden we got a 7-point lead. Peoria a little complacent, not taking care of the basketball, turning it over. Hillcrest finishing at the rim.
Well, that's one thing that that Don Houston talked about. You know, we talked about Ryan Royal and losing him. This team, when they find themselves down in a drill or in a game, they really can challenge themselves. And he has brought that to this program, and where they, you know, after 2010, after winning a state championship, the expectations have changed for the Hillcrest Hawks.
Yeah, and he's really fired up his ball club with his enthusiasm over there on the sidelines. He's really continued to fire up his ball club, and they've responded very, very well, getting out in the full court and really pressuring. I mean, Peoria's biggest lead in the ball game. They had a 20-point lead. They've let that 20-point lead slip away now to a 9-point advantage, and there's still 2 minutes and 3/10 of a second.
They were up 51-32. It's a 12-2 run for Hillcrest. So don't set up that state championship game just yet.
They reeled off 10 or 11 points in about 2.5 minutes.
Peoria High is going to have to handle the pressure. They're going to have to make some free throws. Boone gets fouled. It's Copeland with the personal.
That foul was by design. If you wanted to pick somebody out there on the floor that you want to foul, it would probably be Miles Boone. I mean, in the ball game, he's 2 of 6, and hadn't been there a lot on the year. Coming into the ball game, he'd only been there 19 times and only made 6.
They'll get 2 cracks at it here. The Lions are in the double bonus. Well, that one
popped out, popped back in.
Well, that's shooter's bounce, right? Shooter's roll, member bounce. It's golf. I'm confusing mixing my metaphors here. Boone makes a couple of clutch ones there to get it back to an 11-point advantage. He's got 8 points. Hawks beat the pressure. Now it's Fleming trying to drive and dish. He can and gets the loose ball. Fleming will try the 3. It's good. Virgil Fleming only 6 for 19 behind the arc this year. White beats the pressure. But the Hawks almost get a steal. White gets it back. And Peoria High controls with an 8-point lead.
Yeah, can't wait too long to foul.
Inside to Jordan. He's fouled on the floor, they say. Boy, what a big 3 for the senior Virgil Fleming. Only 6 of 19 from behind the arc all season, as we mentioned. Big one there as the Hawks try to stay alive in this one. Kevin Jordan at the line, 3 of 5 there today.
That's 3 clutch free throws for Peoria.
Yes.
2 by Boone, which the guy you'd wanted to foul, but he knocked him in, and of course Jordan also knocks down the free throw.
Peoria High just 3 of 13 at the line in the first half. Jordan splits those free throws. The Hawks will not go away.
Yeah, you got to look for 3 now. You can't take much time on the half court. You got to look to either attack the basket or look to shoot that 3.
Peoria High led this one by 19 not that long ago. The miss for Oden. Peoria High trying to get out of there, and they get it ahead to Kellum. He gives to Boone. Boone, reverse layup, high off the glass and good. Miles Boone with the layup. An 11-point Peoria High lead. 3 is good for Jalen Loving. He only had 14 3 makes on the year. That's number 15 on the year. He has 14 points, and he makes it an 8-point game with 37.8 left.
Boy,
what
great look that
finish.
time by Kellum. Pass goes to Boone, and a nice finish that time by Boone. He's able to get it up high off of the glass. Back the other way. You see Loving just taking it off the bounce, stepping behind the 3-point line and knocking down that 3-point shot. And Hillcrest, when they got down by 20, they found a little fight, didn't they? They really started to get after it. After they got down, they made a ball game out of it. They couldn't manufacture points like they've done in the last 4 minutes here of the fourth quarter, in that second quarter and the third quarter.
Let me just ask this question. I'm not to be critical of Miles Boone, but if you've got the bucket, you take it. I mean, that's not a bad play, but in this situation, would you rather pull it out and force them to foul you?
Well, I mean, that was an easy 2-on-1 break right there. I think you got to go ahead and try and score the ball. That's what Boone was able to do on that play, but Peoria really hadn't taken much air out of that ball. They've continued to attack and given Hillcrest opportunities. But credit head coach Don Houston and the way he was able to rally his ball club. And, you know, they found a little energy, and they got some things done on the defensive end. Really extended their pressure defense, done a little face guarding right now.
Terrell White beats the double team there. Brings it back. He's going to have a couple of Hawks in his face.
Got a foul.
Kellum. They won't call a foul. Now Houston begging for him to call a foul. And finally, they get the foul call that they were looking for. Fleming whistles for the foul there. It'll be Aldana's foot at the line. Coming up tonight, 4A basketball. Auburn and Proviso East, Simeon and Bloom Township. We've got more Basketball coming your way tomorrow on the IHSA TV network, the final day of the high school basketball season.
Well, when Peoria's needed free throws, they've been able to knock them down.
Aldonis Foot averages just 11 a game. He's got 20 in this one. What a game. 5 of 9, 2 for 3 behind the arc, 8 of 12 at the line, 6 boards. 6'5" senior bounces that one good. He's got 21 points. Back to a 10-point Peoria High lead, and they're going to hang on and win this one. A great effort by Hillcrest in the fourth quarter. That 3 off the mark by Oden. Fleming gets it, launches, no good. John Houston says, hang on, don't foul. And Peoria High will run out the clock and play for the 5th championship in school history as they win it here, 60-50. A furious flurry of activity by Hillcrest in the fourth quarter. But they fall just short here, losing to Peoria High 60-50. Great effort though by Hillcrest.
Yeah, Hillcrest, a valiant effort to really come back in the ball game and make a game out of it the last 2.5 or 3 minutes of the ball game. But when you look at the scoring in the second and the third quarter by Hillcrest, they get 4 points in the second quarter, and they get 7 points in the third quarter. It just wasn't good enough, but they outscore Peoria in the fourth quarter by 8. They put 24 points on the board in the fourth quarter, but it's still a Peoria win, 60-50.
Let's go to Matt Rodewald. He's with Dan Ruffin.
Well, probably not the prettiest fourth quarter to get into a state championship game, but you'll take it, right?
Exactly. And the bottom line is to get it done.
Why do they fight so hard just to hang on to that lead?
Well, you know, you got to win, and you know you have to do whatever it takes to win. And we had to fight. You know, they weren't giving up. They kept coming at us, and I think the kids did a good job fighting them off.
And for you, it's the first time you're in the state championship game as a head coach. What does that mean to you leading this program?
It's great. You know, it's a fantastic feeling. You know, I'm real happy right now.
All right, Coach, well, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Dan Ruffin, head coach of the Peoria Central Lions, will be heading to the state championship game after holding on and holding off Hillcrest, who fought hard in the fourth quarter. It will be Peoria Central and North Chicago for our 2 o'clock 3A state championship. Tonight, fabulous basketball. Proviso East, unbeaten. The Three Amigos are back. Jabari Parker, the best player in the country, on TV tonight and on stage here at Carver Arena. That will be Simeon and Bloom Township in our second game, so you don't want to miss all of that. We come back on the air at 6:30 for our crew, our fabulous crew. For Lee, for Greg, thank you guys. We'll see you tonight at 6:30. IHSA Network Basketball is presented by Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? Visit countryfinancial.com and we'll help you achieve financial security no matter where you're starting from.
Coached by Dan Ruffin. He's brought with him Jarrell White, Aldonis Foot, Shamar Hill, and Kevin Jordan. Coach Ruffin, if you would please give some remarks on the game, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Thought Hillcrest played a real hard game, and they made it very competitive. I thought our guys came out and they got it done, basically. You know, it was a hard-fought game, and I thought we performed well. You know, we wanted to represent Peoria, and I think we're doing that pretty well right now. So, pretty much that's it. We're just waiting for tomorrow to see if we can finish this deal.
Coach, you got down 10-3, all time out of that point pretty quick. Wanted to remind them to play Peoria ball there.
Exactly. You know, concentrate. Pay attention to detail, do your job.
I gained a lot of confidence in myself, that's all. I felt like I had to come through for my team a little bit to give them a spark. Defense wasn't too well, so I tried to pick it up on offense a little bit, and then defense to pick up. So that's what I did.
Last week, talking about it, it's pretty difficult Peoria, wasn't it? You were able to get some breakouts, and that was a pretty typical game for you after a slow start.
Yeah, it was a pretty typical game. sometimes we come out after a break like that, we come out and underestimate our opponents. So after he called that timeout, we came back out there, got back into our Peoria basketball, and made a few turnovers.
You've been talking all year about winning it all. Now you're right there. Can you talk a little bit about the team's emotion now to be one win away?
This is real big right now. I mean, it's one game away. We talked about it all year, but I mean, you have to hard work will get you there, and that's what we did, and that's how we got to the championship.
It feels great to be here, and we're just gonna have to play hard. So North Chicago, they beat Lanphier, and they in the championship just like we are. So we both gonna have to come out, play each other, and it's gonna be a competitive game, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Yes, I am. I thought Lanphier had the game in hand at halftime. They came out and a little flat and got caught, and it cost them. I think we match up well.
Maybe a little similarity in this game to the previous game that Field and Mount Period kind of up front in that second quarter.
Probably. You don't get to do a lot of scouting. I'm not a big scouter anyway, so it doesn't make much difference. Our kids understand that our goal is to come out and run our things as close to perfection as they can. And if we can do that, we got a good chance to win. We figure out what the other team's doing. We make adjustments as we go. So, yeah, every game's been like this. We have to figure out what we have to do. Sometimes it's make sure we get it inside. Sometimes it's make sure we get our shooters the shots. So, this was a typical game for us. And the next game, I hope, is going to be pretty much the same way. We're horrible. Much I can tell you. We're horrible. We're not very good. We'll make them in the clutch. We'll make them late. But for one reason or another, and it's not because we don't shoot. We aren't very good free throws, and that being said, we win games. Okay, so when you don't shoot free throws, that means you have to defend extra hard, and that's what we do. So.
Tomorrow, when you guys had that little run there, you guys got quite a bit of stuff going in the basket there. You cast the ball real well.
Yeah, we had to stop being selfish, to stop going one-on-one and play team ball, and that's when we got a good lead on them.
What's playing your hometown, you had an extra out there, students, I know they gave you a pep rally, maybe for all. Can you talk a little bit about the reaction being hometown team?
The pep rally gave me a lot of confidence. I know it gave my teammates a lot of confidence too, just to go out there and support Peoria at the Civic Center. We have to come out and play hard every game. Just having fun out here.
Yeah, I got the steal, and kid turned around probably out of frustration and just elbowed me in my nose a little bit, but yeah, it's nothing.
Josh,
Turned his knee a little bit. We really want to be careful because this is Josh's side times, his sport on the side. This is not his major event, so we don't want to be the cause of him not being able to do what he really does, and that's play football. So we're really going to be cautious about his knee. He got a little sprain, and we shut him down for the rest of the day, and we'll see tomorrow. Hopefully he'll be able to play a little bit. If not, we won't use him because we don't want to take any chances.
Thank you, Coach. I think that will be good. Good luck tomorrow with North Chicago in the title game.
Thank you.
It's on.
Thanks.
all the time, every year. I almost said Mandy. I caught myself on Mandy. Okay, we have with us Hillcrest High School, coached by Don Houston. He's brought with him Jayon Troutman, Jovan Mooring, and Jalen Loving. Coach, when you get set and ready, please give us a few comments on the game, and then we'll field some questions.
First off, I'd like to say thank you for having us here. As far as the game was concerned, we came out and played pretty strong. Peoria played some really tough defense on us in the second quarter, and we came out, played a strong fourth quarter, and it shows the character of my players that they've had all season. You know, I'm just extremely proud of them. I'm proud that they didn't lay down, and I'm proud that they went on ahead and fought all the way to the end.
Question?
Coach, what do you attribute just 11 points in the second and third quarters? Obviously, turnovers, but even in that third quarter, you forced 8 turnovers. Instead, it didn't seem like you were going to
We got to give we got to give some credit to Peoria. You know, they had a lot of length in there, and they altered a lot of shots. You know, we've seen some length throughout this season, but them altering a lot of those shots, you know, it made us miss some shots that we normally make. Okay, and you know, I just think, you know, if we do a lot of the things that we did throughout the season, make sure we execute, we probably would have scored a few more baskets. But like I said, we got to give credit to Peoria and the defense that they play. I thought outside shooting would be important, but I also thought that, you know, I know Peoria likes to pull their bigs out. So if we pull their bigs out, if we would have pulled their bigs out, then we would take the shot blockers away from the basket and have some other guys attack the basket. But it didn't work that way tonight. You know, just don't quit. Do what we did all season, fight. And, you know, when you get down to a team that's as strong as they are, it's hard to play catch up, you know. And I just think if we'd have played as hard as we could have all the way through, it probably could have been, the outcome could have probably been different. But, you know, when you're trying to play catch up against a team that's that good, you know, it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, those fouls, they did hurt us. I mean, we couldn't be as aggressive as we wanted to be on the glass. I mean, we couldn't block the shots that we wanted, and that caused them to get easy rebounds and putbacks.
Shots just wasn't falling like they were during the season.
More questions?
I just want to say something, you know, and Jovan just made a good point. The shots aren't falling. You know, he's been making great shots for us all season. And, you know, he makes those. And so I'm not going to tell him not to shoot them. I'm not going to look down on him in any way when he's taking those shots. He makes those shots for us. And if a lot of those shots that he took tonight fell, you know, who knows what would happen tonight? You know, so you know, I give him credit for being a player that he is and continuing to just play. You know, and you know, it wasn't his night tonight, but we got another game tomorrow, so we just keep it going.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.